Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey, thanks for having me. I didn't even know this was Bama radio. I was just
You
listening
didn't know
to it.
that?
We love Bama up here.
Well, you're on the flagship station right now, Mike,
Nice. You
for
know what?
University of
Let me
Alabama
say
Crimson
something.
Tide Athletics.
I can tell you something funny real quick. A few months ago, well, maybe it was like before the draft last year, we did a Reuben sandwich, and we called it the Reuben Foster. So if you look up Reuben Foster Sugar Fire, he like went crazy and was like tweeting it everywhere and all over his Instagram saying he was going to come in and stuff. It was awesome. And the girl the chef that made the special had never even heard. She just like heard the name Reuben Foster, didn't even really know who he was. But it was, I think you guys wrote, I mean, it was like in the Alabama Tide, like, you know, like the .com and all this stuff. But
sure, AL.com.
Awesome, man. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you never know when you're going to strike gold with this social media anymore, do you? I mean, it's amazing.
No.
You just don't know.
You never know.
You know, and we want to learn more about you, Mike, but speaking of social media, you guys tweeted out this Clubber Lang burger earlier today. It is ungodly. Tell me, where does that come from? The Clubber Lang burger.
I don't know. We're just like, you know, most of us are just like chefs, but we're all like pretty overweight. So it's from our like inner fat kid coming out. So that was just like a bacon cheeseburger, but the buns were made out of, I think, deep fried hash browns. It was pretty embarrassing, you know. But
well, I can tell you this.
Like they liked it.
You know, most places in your business, if the hours are 11 a.m. until sold out, that tells you it's pretty good stuff, and that's what you guys encounter here at Sugar Fire, right?
You know, Alabama's actually got some good barbecue too. I always say that, you know, it's Kansas City, Memphis, and Texas, but Alabama has one of my favorite barbecue places in the country, Big Bob Gibson's. And I mean, I think it's probably top 3 or 4 in the country. And I don't know what you guys eat down there in Tuscaloosa.
We got to get you here, Mike. I mean,
I
like Bob Gibson's too. That's North Alabama more. We're West Central, but man, you've got to get here. You've got to
is
anytime.
Dreamland down close to you guys?
Dreamland is here in Tuscaloosa.
Man,
Archibald's
awesome
is here. Is outstanding. Jim's Barbecue on Highway 82 is out of it. We've got a trail of our own here that you need to come check out sometime.
You guys all do the white sauce on the chicken, right?
Well, that's what Big Bob Gibson's does. Now, you know,
but they don't do it down there.
On the ribs here at Dreamland and Archibald's and even Jim's on 82, not so much the white barbecue sauce, but yes, Bob Gibson's and some other places well known for the white sauce on the smoked chicken, no doubt about that. Now,
yeah, we do that up here a little bit too, sometimes just for fun.
Do you?
Yeah.
What is the absolute go-to there at Sugar Fire? I mean, is it brisket? Is it what kind of ribs are you guys doing?
Well, we do our ribs. We're kind of what I call in the middle of this barbecue triangle between Kansas City and Memphis and Texas. So we do our ribs more Memphis style. So we do baby backs, and we do our brisket more of a Texas style. And so ours is cooked a little further, so the juice or the fat renders out a little more. It's a little softer. We season a little more. Up here in St. Louis, most of the brisket is kind of what I think is overcooked and then kind of shaved really super thin. You know, we do have some great barbecue restaurants here. Maybe even better than mine. There's a place called Pappy's that's insane. There's a place called Bogart's. It's incredible. I think they're top 2 in the country. Top 10 also. Incredible.
For the sake of full disclosure, we did talk to Pappy's yesterday. But
they're awesome.
Is it a friendly rivalry? Friendly rivalry between you guys?
Dude, okay. Best friends. Best friends forever. BFFs.
Really?
Yeah, we go to breakfast all the time. Me and Mike Emerson, he's one of the owners there. And one of the nicest guys I've ever met my whole life, and I would say we're incredible friends. And they have incredible food, too, so I'm not going to knock them because I would put them in the top 5 in the whole country, too. They're incredible. So
now, and you guys like Pappy's. You have a pretty nice resume, right, when it comes to Memphis in May and the Food
we do pretty good.
Things like that.
We do. I mean, we've gotten a few wins down there, and we've gotten a few, like, thirds, and I'm kind of homing in on top 10 in whole hog. I just went to Australia with Myron Mixon. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Sure.
But we're buddies, and we just did a tour of Australia a couple weeks ago, and just doing whole hogs. And I made myself Myron's, like, I don't want to say prep boy, but basically, you know, because we're both kind of doing the same thing down there. But I just kind of stuck with him the whole time because he's won whole hog in Memphis 4 times now.
Right.
And I stole every ounce of knowledge out of his brain. And I told him, I was like, dude, I'm going to beat you this year. And of course, he said, no way, no freaking way. But I think this might be our year, hopefully at Memphis. So hopefully we'll hear our name called Memphis again this year. So
I mean, when it comes to the Mount Rushmore for barbecue, Myron Mixon is on that. Oh,
dude, he's the man. Yeah.
Who is your Mount? Who would be your Mount Rushmore if you had to make one?
Well, Myron. I mean, honestly, Chris Willie from Big Bob Gibson's. I mean, he's won Memphis 5 times.
Right.
I mean, how do you even do that? You know, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of guys. I mean, there's so many good people out there. Another guy I would say is David Knight from. He owns you might not have heard of him, but he owns Old Hickory Pits out of Cape Girardeau. And honestly, every restaurant, every real barbecue restaurant, I'd say 90% of them in the country are using their pits. And he also supplies pits for Operation Barbecue Relief. And they put out millions of meals all over the country for, hurricane victims and stuff like that.
Awesome.
So
that's awesome.
I'd probably put him up there too.
There you go. So how does it happen for a guy like Mike Johnson? I'm reading up on you. It look like you're as classically trained of a chef as about anybody out there, right? I mean, you've been to France, you've been to New Orleans, Chicago, you've done all that. How did it go back to barbecue for you?
Well, I just kind of like, I was doing fine dining. I've owned a lot of restaurants, probably 25 or 30 here in St. Louis over the years. And most of them were fine dining, but I would have like one that made money and then like 3 that broke even, and then 4 I would lose my butt on. So I never made any money. And I had one restaurant, was my last one. I sold them all. I had one left, and I bought a smoker. I bought an Old Hickory pit. I was playing with it for a few years, and I just started to get real good at it, and I decided to give it one more shot. Sugar Fire was my last one. I was going to do this one more restaurant. If it didn't work, I was going to quit, and that was about 6 years ago. And last year, we probably did about $40 million in sales. So
wow,
I'd say
I think you're okay.
Knowing me, I lost $5 million, but still, I mean, we did the sales. Let's put it that way. So
well, you got spillage and things, that eat up the profits a little bit.
There's me, like I go there and I eat every morning. Like I take a poke, like I'll really drive around to different locations. I'll just sit there and eat barbecue all morning. It's kind of gross,
Well, you gotta know your product, Mike. And man, next time I'm in St. Louis, I will absolutely be swinging by to check in on you, my man.
My number,
Congratulations,
call me up, man. Yeah, totally.